Alright, this is Dale Poling from the Late Iron. We're here today to basically show you how to disassemble the asset suppressor. So we're going to go over everything you need to know, and actually if you have questions you can call, but pretty straightforward. It's a really simple unit to take apart. And these are all the parts we're going to be working with. First stage, brake. Second stage, cover cap. We have all the parts needed right here, everything you need to do. Tools, the whole 9 yards. So there you have it. Let's get with it. Alright, first things first, since this is the intro on how to take apart the asset suppressor. Basically you have stage 1 and stage 2. We're going to work on stage 1 first. Of course, remember, anything inside of a suppressor is what I would classify as toxic. So you want to make sure you use PPE. So basically, even though this one has not been fired, I want you guys to make sure you put on some nitrile gloves to protect your hands, because this stuff will absorb through your hands. Very important, so make sure to protect yourself, okay? Put these on, and away we go. Alright, now we got our hands protected, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to take the crown nut off, or the castle nut, excuse me. Pull that off, and once that's off, we set it off to the side. Now we have the first stage without the castle nut. This is the wrench that we use for disassembly. Right now it's set up with a handle. It also has wrench flats to where you can actually put it in a vise setting as such. That way you can take it apart using a vise instead of the handle. I strongly recommend using a vise, but you know, everybody has their own ways of doing things. So here we go. You take the front of the asset and you put it into the clamp. Once you're in the clamp that deep, that's as far as it goes. It only goes in just so far. You stop, clamp it up, and take your wrench and basically counterclockwise loosen the encapsulator nut and take that off. Once the encapsulator nut is off, by threading off counterclockwise once again, set it off to the side. And there we go. Encapsulator nut is off. Unclamp it. Now you got a hold of it. We set the clamp off the side. Now if it's carboned up, I strongly recommend you use this product called Freol, and basically go inside there with the straw and give it a spray coming out. Once you're done with that, let it sit for 20 minutes, let it soak. If it is really stuck and does not want to come out by pushing on the end of it with your finger, you can use a piece of wooden dowel or whatever you might have handy that can go inside the front here and set it inside and give it a little light tap with a mallet. Boom, that'll take that loose. Once you get it clear of the locking dog inside, you can actually slide the core out and get ready to disassemble that. Now once you have the core out, all you have to do is basically take the threaded section off counterclockwise again, break it loose, take your thread section off, set it off the side, and now you're ready to clean. Once everything's clean, or you're going to be changing to a different thread size, you can use whichever one you need to put on. Doesn't matter. Anyway, once it's all clean, everything's done and clean to your satisfaction, I would strongly recommend you use a little bit of Boog Lube, which is a good gun oil. Put it on the threads, just a little light application. Once that is complete, thread it all back together. And once you have that threaded back together, make sure you get it tight. Okay, now we're tight. Hold your first section tube, hold your core, slide it back in. You'll hit a place where it stops, rotate until it clicks into position. Once that clicks into position, you see there's a light flush fit right here on the back. Now go ahead, once again, just to drop oil. Put your encapsulator back on. Make sure it threads all the way down, and you don't shake it while you're doing that. That way it stays locked up. And go ahead and put it back into your clamp system. Slide front in first, not the back, this is the front. Lock it down and then cinch this up. Make sure you get it tight. Don't over tighten it. Don't just put all my Mother Mary got on there, just make sure she's tight. That is done. Unclamp it, pull it out of your holding fixture, set it off the side. That part of it is done. First stage is now clean. Second stage, this comes with a cover cap on the back to where you can actually see the threads that go into the first stage as such. So basically you have that. Now, same thing except reverse now. You got your clamp, you take the rear of the second stage and put that into your clamp, just basically down. You don't want to go past the clamp, you just want to just grab right here on the base of the very base of the unit and then clamp it down. Once it's clamped, then you can go ahead and remove with your wrench the second stage encapsulator. Once the second stage encapsulator is loose, take your wrench, loosen it, pull it out of the holding fixture, set it off the side, and go ahead and unthread the front of the second stage, which is your encapsulator. And now you have threads exposed on both ends. If you notice, one side is just, they're the same size but different. One has got an exposed shoulder, the other one does not. Now, if it is locked in tight again with carbon, all you have to do is either hold it and give it a light tap with a mallet, break it loose. If it's really tight and you can't, go ahead and thread it into the first stage and give it a twist. That'll work too. You can also use the free-all to get it to break loose. Put it together, give it a twist. Now she's loose. Take it loose from the first stage again. I know I'm being a little redundant with this, but this is how it works. Now your sleeve comes off your second stage. Second stage is ready to be cleaned. Make sure you get all the carbon out of the tube. That's on both of them. I did not say that the first time. First stage, clean the carbon out of the tube. You can do that with a split arbor and a piece of Scotch-Brite, or you can put it in an ultrasonic tank, doesn't matter. Clean everything up with a soft bristle brush and make sure you get it as clean as you like it. Once you're all clean, now go ahead and put it back into the sleeve. It's kind of a snug fit, but not bad. Slide it in all the way. Don't get your glove caught on there. Now take your second stage encapsulator, put it back on. Cinch it down with your hand. Okay, we're tight. Now go ahead and put it back in the clamp. Use your wrench, tighten that down, and then take your other wrench and go ahead and suck this down, get it tight. Those two stages have now been completed. The one thing you can do with this suppressor that you can't do with a lot of them is you can either run the castle nut or you can run the brake. And the brake simply applies to the front of the second stage as such. Run it in and stop. Once you have it orientated, you can go ahead and use the locking nut and lock it back in position. And when you're happy with the way it is, go ahead and put your wrench on there, lock it down. You're done. Take it off. You want to run it on the first stage suppressor and not use second stage. Once again, you have your thread protector. Put that back on your threads. It comes where you can put a sling swivel on there, and you can put it in your pack and hang it from a piece of cordage. That way you won't lose it. First stage application with the brake, same thing. Thread it in. Once you orientate it onto the weapon, lock it down, and you're this far off, go ahead and just basically back it off till you're straight. Take your lock ring, lock it down, use the wrench, and lock it up. Okay, and there you have it. Very simple, very easy. If you ever have any questions, you can always give us a call here to Lead Iron and we'll take care of you.